Have you ever been deep in sleep, only to be pulled out of it in the middle of the night with that all-too-familiar urge to use the bathroom, and then found yourself wide awake staring at the ceiling, unable to fall back asleep? If this sounds like your typical night, you're not alone. Many older adults accept this as just part of aging, something to be tolerated with a tired smile and a heavy yawn the next morning. But what if I told you something surprising? What if this pattern of broken sleep has less to do with aging and more to do with 5 small habits you probably haven't noticed? My dear friend, this isn't just theory. From William, a retired postman in Ohio, to Nancy, a former librarian in Tampa, I've seen firsthand how seniors across the country have quietly struggled with this night after night until they made a few simple changes. Today, I want to share something I call the hidden routine. It's not a pill, not a gadget, but a shift in small daily choices that has brought deep, restful sleep back into the lives of so many older folks I've worked with. So I invite you, please stay with me until the very end of this video. What you hear today might not only help you sleep through the night again, but could also gently steer you away from more serious health issues that begin with something as innocent as poor sleep. And if what I share today resonates with you, leave a comment below with the word hope. It might be the very word someone else needs to see tonight. If you feel inspired, share this with someone you care about. And don't forget to subscribe for more wellness tips created especially for older adults here in the U.S. Now, in medical terms, this condition is called nocturia. It refers to waking up during the night to urinate, often once, twice, or even more. For people over 60, it's incredibly common. But here's the truth. Common does not mean inevitable, and it certainly doesn't mean you have to live with it forever. Most of the time, it's not caused by a disease, it's triggered by small, overlooked habits during the day and evening. Let's talk about what happens when your sleep is broken every night. It's not just about the interruption. When you miss out on deep sleep, the phase where your brain consolidates memory, your tissues repair, and hormones reset, it can leave you feeling sluggish, low, or even emotionally down the next day. Over time, this can affect your mood, your energy, and your overall health in more ways than most people realize. But here's the good news. There are small things you can change right now that don't require a prescription or a complicated routine. Just a little awareness and some steady adjustments. And the very first one might surprise you. It's as simple as timing your water intake. Let's begin with what I call the late sip trap. Many older adults enjoy a calming cup of tea or a soothing bowl of broth in the evening. It feels like a comforting ritual before bed. But what if I told you this habit might be quietly interrupting your body's natural night rhythm? When you consume fluids within 3 hours of bedtime, your body doesn't have enough time to balance out vasopressin, a hormone that helps your kidneys slow down urine production while you sleep. Without it working at full strength, your bladder keeps operating as though it's daytime. The result? You wake up with that familiar urgency, stepping carefully out of your warm bed, navigating to the bathroom half asleep. And it's not just tea or water that can throw things off. Foods with high water content, like melon, cucumbers, or even that evening glass of fruit juice, can all add up. Supplements, especially in liquid form, can also contribute more than we think. These small things quietly signal your bladder to stay active long after you've drifted off. Let me share a real example. Janet, a 73-year-old from Boise, used to wake up at least 4 times each night. She swore by her nightly soup and chamomile tea, saying it helped her relax. But after making one shift, cutting off all fluids by 7 p.m. within 2 weeks, she found herself waking up only once, sometimes not at all. She told me, "It felt like I was getting my nights back." If your usual bedtime is around 10 p.m., try to finish all beverages by 7. Keep a small glass of water on your nightstand, just in case you need a sip. And if you're on medications that cause thirst or have diabetes, check in with your doctor about how to balance your fluid intake without compromising your health. This single habit, stopping fluids a little earlier, has brought deep rest back to people from Kansas City to San Diego. They wake up feeling clearer, less foggy, and even report improvements in energy and mood. It may seem small, but the results are anything but. Now let's talk about something many people never suspect: How dinner habits can quietly sabotage your sleep. Think about it. Have you ever finished a delicious meal later in the evening and then found yourself waking up not just groggy but with the urgent need to head to the bathroom around 2 or 3 a.m.? It may feel like a coincidence or just something that comes with age, but more often than not, it's your dinner that's quietly keeping you up. Many older adults I speak with remember a time when their parents or grandparents would eat before sunset. They'd tidy up, take a slow walk, and settle in for the evening. But these days, dinner often happens much later. Some of us eat in front of the TV, others might snack a bit after dinner with a cup of green tea or a sweet treat. These routines feel comforting, but they can be quite disruptive when it comes to nighttime rest. You might think, but I've always eaten this way and it never caused problems before. That may be true, but our bodies change over time. What your kidneys and digestive system handled smoothly at 40 or 50 now takes more effort. A meal eaten too late, especially one that's salty or high in water content, can make your bladder work overtime while your body is supposed to be resting and restoring. Your digestive system needs a good 3 to 4 hours to fully process dinner. When you eat close to bedtime, your body is still actively breaking down food when it should be winding down. This not only affects your ability to fall asleep, it also triggers your bladder and interferes with the production of sleep-supporting hormones. The next thing you know, you're up again, staring at the clock. Certain foods are also what we call natural diuretics. That means they stimulate the body to produce more urine. These include seemingly healthy items like cucumbers, tomatoes, watermelon, and green tea. Even something as small as a piece of dark chocolate or a late-night cup of coffee can act as a trigger. And when you add salty snacks or spicy takeout to the mix, it becomes even harder for your body to relax into deep sleep. Let me tell you about Harold, a 68-year-old from Richmond, Virginia. Harold considered himself a health-conscious eater. His dinner usually included a salad with tomatoes and cucumbers, a serving of grilled chicken, and a cup of green tea. But every night, like clockwork, he'd wake up 3 times needing to use the bathroom. After speaking with Dr. Lee, Harold made a few small adjustments. He moved his dinner to 6 p.m., swapped out the salad for a bowl of warm lentil soup, and replaced the green tea with warm milk. Within just 3 weeks, Harold was sleeping for 6 hours straight, without interruption. It's not about eating less, it's about eating smarter. Try having your main meal earlier in the evening, between 5:30 and 6:30. Choose foods that are gentle on your system: soups, well-cooked grains, and soft vegetables. And avoid known triggers like heavy spices, aged cheese, and pickled foods. Even cutting down a few ounces of fluid-rich fruits at night can help your body relax and your bladder settle. And if you're someone who needs to take medication with food in the evening, that's absolutely okay. Just check with your doctor to see if it can be moved up or paired with a lighter meal. If you tend to feel hungry later in the night, a small piece of bread with a spoonful of cottage cheese or a slice of boiled potato can do the trick. Just something simple, warm, and easy to digest. These changes may feel small, but they work wonders. Many seniors have told me that just eating earlier and skipping the green tea helped them wake up feeling like they actually rested. It's amazing how a bit of thoughtful planning in the kitchen can translate to more energy, clearer thinking, and better mood during the day. Your dinner plate doesn't just affect your digestion. It affects your heart, your hormones, your bladder, and your brain. Eating at the right time, with the right ingredients, sets the tone for everything that follows during the night. Give yourself the gift of light, nourishing meals, and you'll likely see a difference within days. Now let me ask you something. What time do you usually eat dinner? And what's normally on your plate? Sometimes simply writing it down or talking about it can help you notice a pattern that's been there all along. If you're willing, share your dinner routine in the comments. Your experience might help someone else realize something they've overlooked for years. And if this tip has sparked a little curiosity or hope, stay with me for just a few minutes more. Because in the next section, we'll look at a surprisingly common behavior, a habit most people never question, that may be secretly training your body to wake up, even when your bladder doesn't need to. We'll explore what happens when you go to the bathroom just in case, and why this habit may be confusing your bladder more than helping it. Trust me, this one's important, and you're not alone in doing it. We'll get into it next. Let's take a look at something that feels harmless. something almost everyone does without a second thought. You know the moment you're about to crawl into bed, maybe you've just folded your quilt or turned down the lights, and even though you don't really feel the urge, you walk into the bathroom and try to pee just in case. Sound familiar? It's a habit I hear about constantly, especially from people in their 60s and 70s. The intention makes perfect sense. You want to sleep through the night. You want to avoid those sudden trips to the bathroom at 2 a.m. So you try to empty your bladder, even if it doesn't feel full. But here's the surprising truth. Doing this repeatedly can actually train your bladder to misfire. It teaches your body to respond to imagined urgency rather than actual need. Let me explain how it works. Your bladder is designed to hold around 300 to 500 milliliters of fluid before it sends a strong message to your brain saying, time to go. But when you constantly empty it with only 100 or 150 milliliters inside, your bladder starts to think that's the new full. So instead of stretching normally, it becomes overly sensitive. And that's how you start waking up for no real reason. This is exactly what happened with Linda, a 74-year-old widow from Spokane, Washington. Every night, she followed the same routine: bathroom visit, light stretching, and then into bed. She didn't feel the urge most nights, but did it out of habit. Still, she'd wake up 2 or 3 times convinced her body needed relief. But after working with Dr. Lee and changing just this one behavior, Linda began sleeping for 5 or 6 uninterrupted hours, and she said it felt like waking up young again. The key here is to listen to your body. Only go to the bathroom when you actually feel the need, not just for peace of mind. I understand it's not easy to break a habit that's been part of your nightly rhythm for years, maybe decades, but I promise, with time and patience, your bladder can be gently retrained. The goal is to help it become less jumpy and more balanced, just like it used to be. If you feel restless before bedtime and worry you might need to go later, try calming yourself in other ways. Read a comforting book. Listen to soft instrumental music. Sit on the edge of your bed and take slow, deep breaths while letting your feet rest flat on the floor. These practices soothe your nervous system and help your brain wind down without overstimulating the bladder. Of course, if you're on a diuretic medication or dealing with conditions like incontinence or overactive bladder, speak with your doctor. There are timing strategies and gentle pelvic floor exercises that can help. But even then, avoiding unnecessary pre-bed trips can play a huge role in resetting your natural rhythm. And if you're someone who worries about accidents or not getting to the bathroom in time, using a bedside commode is absolutely fine, but use it only when it's truly needed. Overusing it, even when you don't have the urge, can reinforce the very habit we're trying to change. Think of it as a safety net, not a shortcut. Once your bladder begins to relearn its original signal strength, you'll notice the difference, not just in how long you sleep, but in how deeply you rest. You'll feel clearer in the morning, more grounded, more present, and over time, the fatigue, the irritability, even the foggy memory that sometimes creeps in with age, it all begins to lift. I remember George, a retired bus driver from Michigan, who told me, "It's the first time in years I slept through until the morning sun hit the window." All he did was stop forcing himself into the bathroom every night. Sometimes the solution is about undoing more than adding. So let me ask you now, honestly, do you visit the bathroom at night out of habit, not necessity? If so, try skipping it tonight, just once. Trust your body a little more. Give yourself the space to relearn the signal. You might be surprised how well your body remembers what to do. And if this is something you've been working on or thinking about, please share your story in the comments. Your words might give courage to someone else who feels like they're the only one struggling with this. In the next part, we're going to explore something even more surprising: the way you position your body while sleeping. Yes, your sleep posture could be sending mixed signals to your bladder and interrupting your rest without you even realizing it. Let's look at how small changes in your sleep position can lead to big improvements in your nights. Let's now turn to something almost no one suspects: the position you sleep in. You may not have thought much about it. Maybe you've been a back sleeper all your life, or you curl up on your side without much thought. But here's the truth. Your sleep posture can quietly influence how often you wake up to urinate, even when your bladder isn't truly full. It's a simple matter of pressure and circulation. For instance, if you're used to sleeping on your stomach, your lower abdomen presses down against the bladder all night long. That pressure can cause your brain to receive false alarms, messages that make you feel like you need to urinate, even when your bladder isn't ready. It's like ringing the doorbell when no one's there. I once spoke with a gentleman named Walter, a 70-year-old retired high school principal from Boise, who had been sleeping on his stomach for as long as he could remember. He never made the connection between that and his frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom. But once he shifted to sleeping on his side, supported by a few simple pillows, the difference was night and day. Now, sleeping on your back might feel more relaxed, and for many it's a preferred position. But here's the catch. If you snore or have even mild sleep apnea, back sleeping can lower your oxygen levels through the night. That affects the body's hormone balance, including vasopressin, the hormone that slows urine production during sleep. When that's thrown off, your bladder ends up working like it's still daytime. The most recommended position by sleep specialists and urologists? Sleeping on your left side. This position improves blood circulation, reduces pressure on the bladder, and supports the organs that help with digestion and fluid regulation, especially your kidneys and liver. It may feel unfamiliar at first, but with the right support it becomes natural over time. Imagine this. You're resting on your left side, a soft pillow placed gently between your knees to align your hips. Another small pillow nestled behind your back to keep you stable, and your head resting on a cushion that holds your neck just right. There's a light breeze through the window, a quiet stillness in the room, and before you know it, you're drifting into deeper, longer sleep. Take Marion, a 71-year-old from Albuquerque, for example. She used to wake up 3 or 4 times a night, blaming it on aging. After trying side sleeping for 2 weeks, complete with proper pillows and a calming nighttime routine, she began sleeping straight through until sunrise. Her back pain improved too, and she described her mornings as quiet, clear, and finally rested.
Of course, if you've been sleeping a certain way for years, change can feel uncomfortable. That's normal. Start gently. If side sleeping feels strange, add a pillow behind your back to stop you from rolling onto your back. Use a lightweight pillow between your knees to ease joint pressure, and make sure your head pillow isn't too high or too flat. Your neck should feel supported but not strained.
If you have arthritis or joint pain, ergonomic pillows or body pillows available in most drugstores or online can make a huge difference. These are designed to align your spine and relieve pressure, which not only improves sleep, but reduces the inflammation that often worsens nighttime urination. Sleep posture isn't just about comfort. It's about signaling the body that it's safe, steady, and ready to rest. When your posture supports your organs and minimizes pressure, your nervous system relaxes, your breathing deepens, and your bladder quiets down. It's a small change with wide-reaching effects. Try this tonight. Before you settle in, adjust your pillow height. Gently lie on your left side. Place a small, soft cushion behind you for support. It may feel unfamiliar the first few nights, but as your body adjusts, your sleep may become deeper, and your need to wake up will likely begin to fade. And if you've already tried adjusting your sleep posture in the past, share your experience in the comments. Your story might encourage someone who's hesitant to give it a try. These tips don't cost anything, but they might give you back something priceless: peace at night. Next, we'll explore one final piece of this puzzle, a detail so simple it's often overlooked. The temperature of your room, your bedding, and even the fabric of your pajamas may be playing a quiet but powerful role in disturbing your sleep. Let's talk about the environment you sleep in and how to make it work for you instead of against you. Let's now turn our attention to the room itself, the space where you sleep every night. Most of us think about comfort in terms of the mattress or maybe the size of our pillows. But what if I told you that the temperature in your bedroom, the type of blanket you use, or even the fabric of your pajamas could be silently disrupting your sleep and signaling your bladder to wake you up? Here's why this matters. In order for the body to transition into deep, restorative sleep, your core temperature needs to lower slightly. This cooling process tells your brain to release melatonin, the sleep hormone, and vasopressin, the hormone that tells your kidneys to slow urine production. But if your room is too warm or your clothing traps heat, Your body can't cool down the way it needs to, and those hormones can't do their job properly. In places with warmer climates or homes with heavy insulation, it's easy to unintentionally create a sleep environment that feels stuffy. Add thick pajamas, a closed window, and maybe a wool blanket, and suddenly your body is struggling to regulate its temperature. You might not even realize it, but night after night, this discomfort can lead to restless sleep, shallow breathing, and yes, increased nighttime trips to the bathroom. This was exactly the case for Carlene, a 69-year-old retired nurse from Sacramento. She wore long-sleeved fleece pajamas all year round, kept her windows closed to avoid dust, and layered her bed with heavy quilts. For years, she believed her frequent wake-ups were just part of aging. But after switching to light, breathable cotton sleepwear, opening a small window for airflow, and using 2 light blankets instead of 1 thick one, everything changed. Within 2 weeks, she was sleeping through the night. Your body wants to rest. It's wired for it. But when we unintentionally create a warm, enclosed space, the brain remains alert. Sweat builds, restlessness grows, and sleep is easily broken. Worse, your body may interpret heat discomfort as a bladder signal, even when you don't actually need to go. Try adjusting your sleep environment tonight. Choose loose-fitting sleepwear made from soft, breathable cotton. Layer a few light blankets instead of one heavy comforter, so you can adjust as needed through the night. Keep your bedroom temperature around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. That's often the sweet spot for deep sleep. If possible, allow a little fresh air to flow through the room, or use a fan for circulation. Even your sheets matter. Synthetic or polyester fabrics can trap heat and sweat. Opt for lightweight cotton or linen, something that feels cool to the touch and lets your skin breathe. These small changes create a calm environment where your body feels safe, supported, and still. It doesn't take a lot, just a little attention to temperature, texture, and breathability. Your room can become a sanctuary again, not just a place to sleep, but a place to truly rest. A place where your bladder stays quiet, your body feels light, and your mind wakes up refreshed. So now that we've walked through these 5 simple habits, what matters most is putting them into action. Because knowing something won't change your sleep. Doing something, like Margaret, an 82-year-old from Kansas City, said, "Once I started living the advice instead of just listening to it, my nights turned peaceful again." Let's review these 5 changes together. First, avoid drinking water or fluids after 7 p.m., so your body can naturally slow urine production. Second, eat dinner early, ideally by 6:30 p.m., and avoid diuretic or overly salty foods. Third, don't go to the bathroom just in case, only go when you truly feel the urge. Fourth, sleep on your left side with pillows supporting your knees and spine. And fifth, keep your room cool, airy, and comfortable with light, breathable sleepwear. If it helps, write these 5 reminders down and place them beside your bed or on your refrigerator door. Keep them where you'll see them every day, because reminders bring consistency, and consistency builds habits that last. And here's something beautiful to remember. None of these tips require medication or medical procedures. Everything you need is already in your home, in your hands, in your daily rhythm. I've seen people from Ohio to Arizona, from small towns to big cities, reclaim their rest with just these small but powerful shifts. So I'll leave you with this. Which one of these 5 habits feels easiest for you? And which one will take a little effort? I invite you to share in the comments, not just for yourself, but for someone else who may be reading and wondering if real change is possible. And if this message brought even a sliver of hope into your evening, I encourage you to give it a like, share it with a loved one, and subscribe to this channel. You never know, one small change tonight might give you back the kind of sleep you thought was lost forever. Rest well, friend. You deserve it.